The NFL has a real problem on its hands, and it's wearing navy blue, silver, and red again. Just when the league thought the New England Patriots were finished, a new era has snapped into focus faster than expected, and the rest of the NFL is already feeling uncomfortable. As sources claim, front offices around the league are privately admitting the same thing. The Patriots rebuilt the right way, and the league may have underestimated how dangerous that makes them. At the center of everything is Drake Maye, a quarterback who doesn't just fit the system, but elevates it. For years, the NFL benefited from the Patriots fading into the background. Primetime slots shifted, media narratives cooled, power rankings stopped circling Foxborough. That comfort is gone now. Maye's presence alone has forced defensive coordinators to rewrite scouting reports. His arm strength isn't just strong, it's elastic. He throws with velocity off-platform, on the run, and from collapsing pockets without panic. That kind of composure doesn't come from hype, it comes from processing speed and confidence. As sources claim, internal Patriots evaluations identified Maye as a franchise quarterback long before the draft. The front office wasn't chasing trends, they were chasing traits: size, toughness, accuracy over the middle, and leadership that shows up before the huddle even breaks. Those traits are translating immediately. The offense looks structured, calm, and purposeful again. That's the first sign the Patriots' problem is real.
He looks like he's going to be one of these guys about every 4 years that enters the league and is an all-timer. Size, arm, IQ. Drake Maye, he just doesn't miss.
The rest of the league is how quickly Maye has adapted. Rookie mistakes exist, but they don't linger. Missed reads get corrected. Timing improves week to week. Command increases drive by drive. That growth curve is steep, and defensive looks that confused him early are already getting punished. When young quarterbacks close learning gaps this fast, the ceiling jumps dramatically. New England's roster construction suddenly makes sense again. Short passing concepts stretch defenses horizontally. Play action opens vertical seams. Protection schemes look confident instead of cautious. All of it flows through Maye's ability to diagnose coverage pre-snap and confirm it post-snap. That's not normal rookie behavior, that's franchise behavior. The NFL doesn't just have a Patriots problem because they're winning games. The problem is structural. The Patriots are building sustainable dominance again, and they found the most difficult piece first: the quarterback. Everything else can be layered on top of that foundation. History already showed what happens when New England gets that part right. The league remembers, even if it hoped it wouldn't happen again. The most uncomfortable truth for the NFL is how familiar this all feels. The Patriots aren't flashy, they aren't loud, they aren't chasing headlines. They're efficient, disciplined, and quietly stacking progress. That formula already terrorized the league for 2 decades, and now it's resurfacing with Drake Maye as the new engine. As sources claim, opposing coaches are already warning players not to underestimate New England's pace control and situational precision. That warning exists for one reason: Maye runs the offense like a veteran. Film study shows it clearly. Third downs are calculated, not desperate. Red zone decisions are conservative when needed and aggressive when earned. Maye isn't forcing hero throws. He's forcing defenses to be wrong. That's a massive distinction. Defenses that try to confuse him end up exposing themselves. Defenses that sit back get picked apart underneath until coverage breaks. That chess match favors the quarterback every time. What's fueling this resurgence is how New England has aligned coaching, scheme, and player development. The system isn't asking Maye to be something he's not. It's amplifying what he already does well. Strong base, quick release, calm eyes. That's why the Patriots' offense doesn't feel rushed. It feels deliberate. And deliberate football wins in December and January. As sources claim, veteran players in the locker room see it too. Confidence spreads when the quarterback commands respect without theatrics. Routes get sharper. Blocking effort increases. Mistakes decrease. The quarterback position sets emotional temperature, and Maye's temperature is ice cold. That steadiness becomes contagious. The league's real concern isn't Maye's current stat line, it's trajectory. Every week shows growth, every adjustment sticks. The Patriots aren't scrambling for answers, they're stacking layers. When a rookie quarterback accelerates learning like this, roster patience pays off quickly. That's when windows open faster than expected. New England's defense complements it perfectly. They don't need to gamble, they don't need shootouts, they trust the offense to manage the game. That trust didn't exist recently, now it does. And once all 3 phases align, the Patriots become suffocating again. The NFL's scheduling advantage is disappearing. What used to be a get-right game is now a grind. What used to be a rebuilding opponent is now a problem, and the league sees it coming. New England didn't just draft a quarterback, they restarted a machine that knows exactly how to win quietly and consistently. The national media is only beginning to catch up, but league insiders are already ahead of the curve. As sources claim, executives from multiple teams admitted privately that Drake Maye is already ahead of where they projected him to be by year 2. That's alarming for everyone else because New England hasn't even fully unlocked the offense yet. There's still restraint, there's still patience. And that restraint suggests confidence in long-term dominance rather than short-term noise. Maye's pocket presence stands out immediately. He doesn't drift unnecessarily. He steps up instead of bailing out. That subtle movement creates throwing lanes without exposing him to unnecessary hits. Those habits usually take years to develop. He's showing them early. That's a red flag for defenses that rely on chaos to disrupt young quarterbacks. The Patriots' play calling reflects trust. Deep shots are timed, rollouts are purposeful. Checkdowns aren't panic buttons, they're weapons. Maye treats the entire field as usable space. That forces linebackers into impossible decisions and safeties into late rotations. Once that happens, defenses lose leverage. As sources claim, scouting departments are adjusting how they evaluate rookie quarterbacks because of Maye's rapid assimilation. He's proving that mental processing matters more than highlight throws. That philosophy mirrors New England's historical approach: efficiency over ego, execution over noise. The Patriots didn't abandon their identity, they modernized it. This is why the NFL has a problem. The Patriots aren't rebuilding emotionally, they're rebuilding structurally. That kind of rebuild lasts longer and hurts more. When a team rebuilds on discipline and quarterback play, regression becomes unlikely. Instead, consistency compounds. Maye's leadership is already visible, sideline communication is direct, corrections are calm, celebrations are brief. That demeanor sets tone. Teammates trust someone who doesn't swing emotionally. That trust shows up in tight games. It shows up when pressure rises. It shows up when mistakes happen. New England's resurgence isn't accidental. It's methodical. And with Drake Maye steering the operation, the margin for error across the league shrinks. Defensive coordinators hate facing quarterbacks who don't blink. The Patriots have won again. That's the nightmare scenario the NFL hoped wouldn't return so soon. The ripple effects go beyond the AFC East. As sources claim, teams are already adjusting long-term planning because New England is no longer considered a dormant power. Draft strategies change when a division rival stabilizes quarterback play. Free agents reconsider destinations. Television executives start circling matchups again. That's influence, and it starts with Drake Maye's credibility under center. The Patriots' offense is quietly versatile. It can slow games down or speed them up. That flexibility comes from Maye's comfort with protections and audibles. He isn't waiting for instructions. He's executing options. That freedom transforms playbooks from scripts into toolkits. Defenses struggle against that unpredictability. What's dangerous is how early this is happening. Maye isn't peaking. He's learning. Each week adds data. Each drive adds experience. The Patriots aren't asking him to carry the franchise emotionally. They're letting him grow into it naturally. That patience is rare in today's NFL. It also pays massive dividends. As sources claim, opposing defensive veterans have noticed. Post-game comments consistently reference poise and preparation. Those compliments aren't given lightly. NFL defenders respect quarterbacks who respect the game. Maye shows respect through discipline, not bravado. New England's coaching infrastructure deserves credit, but the quarterback makes it possible. Schemes fail without execution. Concepts collapse without trust. Maye supplies both. That's why the Patriots look stable instead of experimental. Stability wins championships. The league's frustration is understandable. Just when competitive balance seemed restored, New England found another quarterback who fits its DNA perfectly. Not a copy of the past, but an evolution. Bigger, stronger, mobile enough, smart enough, calm enough. The NFL doesn't have a Patriots problem because of nostalgia. It has a problem because the Patriots are relevant again in the most dangerous way. Quietly, efficiently, and sustainably. And with Drake Maye at the center, that relevance is only going to grow. This moment represents a warning shot to the entire league. The New England Patriots are no longer a future concern. They're a present one. And Drake Maye is the reason. As sources claim, league personnel believe New England may have solved its most important question faster than anyone expected. Once that question is solved, everything else becomes manageable. Maye's growth isn't loud, but it's undeniable. Each performance tightens execution. Each adjustment sticks. The Patriots aren't chasing identity, they've found it again. And that identity travels, ages well, and wins consistently. The NFL thrives on parity, but parity disappears when organizations combine patience, discipline, and quarterback clarity. That combination is rare. New England has it again. That's why the problem is serious. Defensive game plans will keep evolving, media narratives will keep shifting, expectations will rise, but the foundation is already laid. Maye isn't playing to prove anyone wrong. He's playing to execute. That mindset separates flashes from franchises. The Patriots aren't asking for attention, they're earning respect. And in the NFL, respect changes everything. It changes preparation, it changes confidence, it changes outcomes. This resurgence didn't happen by accident, it happened by design. And Drake Maye is the design working exactly as intended. The league knows it, coaches feel it, defenses fear it. The Patriots' problem keeps getting deeper, and the league can feel the pressure tightening. Defensive coordinators are already adjusting weekly game plans specifically for Drake Maye, and that alone signals status. As sources claim, teams are spending extra film sessions just to understand how quickly Maye diagnoses coverage shifts after the snap. What stands out is how little wasted motion exists in his game. Footwork stays compact, eyes stay disciplined, reads stay clean. That combination forces defenses to declare intentions earlier than they want to, which flips leverage back to the offense. New England's passing concepts are built around timing and trust, and Maye executes them with surgical precision. Slants hit before linebackers can react. Outs break as corners turn their hips. Seams open because safeties hesitate for half a second too long. That hesitation is deadly. It turns average gains into chain-moving plays. That's how drives extend without chaos. As sources claim, opposing defenders have noticed Maye's ability to manipulate coverage with his eyes. Safeties drift, corners hesitate, windows open where none should exist. That skill usually separates good quarterbacks from elite ones. Seeing it this early raises alarms across the conference. The Patriots' offensive line deserves credit, but Maye elevates them too. Protection calls are clean, blitz recognition is sharp, free rushers are rare. That doesn't happen without quarterback command. The pocket stays intact longer because the quarterback knows where pressure is coming from. That's leadership disguised as technique. What makes this especially dangerous is how calm everything looks. No panic throws, no frantic scrambles, no visible frustration. That emotional control spreads across the roster. Drives don't feel rushed even when trailing. That patience suffocates opponents who thrive on momentum swings. The NFL hoped New England's dominance belonged to the past. Instead, it's evolving. Drake Maye isn't recreating history. He's rewriting it in real time. The Patriots aren't loud about it, but the results speak clearly. And the league is listening whether it wants to or not. The AFC playoff picture looks different now, and it's not subtle. New England's presence forces recalculations across the conference. As sources claim, front offices are already projecting future matchups differently because the Patriots no longer feel like a rebuild. They feel like a threat. That shift starts and ends with quarterback stability, and Drake Maye provides it in bulk. What separates Maye is situational dominance. Third and medium conversions stay alive. 2-minute drills stay organized. Red zone efficiency improves week by week. Those moments decide seasons. That's where playoff teams separate from pretenders. New England is moving into the first category quickly. Film analysts keep pointing out the same detail. Maye's anticipation, throws leave his hand before receivers break. That's not guesswork. That's preparation meeting confidence. Defenses can't react fast enough when anticipation beats athleticism. That's why coverage breakdowns keep showing up on tape. As sources claim, veteran defensive backs have quietly praised Maye's accuracy under pressure. Hits don't rattle him, tight windows don't scare him. That toughness matters in December football. Cold weather, tight games, physical defenses. The Patriots are built for that environment again. New England's coaching staff is leaning into this maturity. Play calling shows belief. Adjustments come early, not late. The offense evolves mid-game instead of waiting for halftime. That adaptability frustrates opponents who rely on scripted success. The Patriots' culture never left, it just needed a conductor. Drake Maye is that conductor. He doesn't overextend, he doesn't chase highlight moments. He stacks correct decisions until opponents break. That style isn't flashy, but it wins consistently. The league knows that better than anyone. Every week that passes makes the Patriots' problem harder to ignore. This isn't hype, it's structure, and structure lasts. Drake Maye isn't just part of the rebuild. He is the rebuild, accelerating everything around him. The most dangerous part of New England's resurgence is what hasn't happened yet. The offense still has layers left to unveil. As sources claim, playbooks remain intentionally conservative early, saving complexity for later in the season. That restraint suggests long-term planning, not desperation. When teams plan long-term, dominance follows. Drake Maye's chemistry with receivers continues to sharpen. Routes sink faster. Adjustments happen silently. Back shoulder throws appear on cue. Those details show trust. Trust turns good offenses into elite ones. Defenses struggle when quarterbacks and receivers think as one. What's terrifying for the league is Maye's physical upside still being tapped gradually. Arm strength hasn't been fully unleashed. Mobility hasn't been exploited aggressively. That restraint protects him while expanding potential. Smart teams pace development. New England is doing exactly that. As sources claim, AFC rivals are already lobbying internally for personnel upgrades to counter New England's rise. That reaction speaks volumes. Teams don't overcorrect unless they feel threatened. The Patriots are forcing overcorrections again. The defense benefits too. Short fields, controlled tempo, reduced pressure, complementary football returns. That synergy is what fueled New England's past dominance. It's forming again piece by piece. The NFL doesn't just face a Patriots team getting better, it faces a Patriots organization that knows how to win sustainably. Drake Maye fits that identity perfectly. Calm, calculated, relentless. The league once celebrated New England's fall. That celebration was premature. The Patriots' problem isn't coming, it's already here. And Drake Maye is the reason it keeps growing every single week. If this breakdown delivered value, stay locked in for more deep analysis by showing support with a like and subscribe, and keep following as the Patriots' problem continues to grow.